Hello, welcome to Lemon Studios, where we talk movies, television, and wrestling. I'm, of course, the Lemon himself, Zeke Lemon, and this is my review for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way. Share and leave a like. Comment below and know your thoughts on the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And, of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? So, the first Super Mario Brothers movie that came out, I thought it was a lot of fun. Dude, I think this was one of the greatest animated movies ever made. No, but for what it was going for, I feel like it executed it very, very well. Same with all Illumination movies for that matter. Again, this is a studio that you do not compare Illumination to Pixar, right? They deliver different types of quality. Both of them good in their own right. It's the same with DreamWorks. There's a different flavor when it comes to it. So you can't really judge those movies based on the same merit. I bring this up because when the first reactions were coming out for this movie, and even some people after the midnight release of the film were going, this movie is not good. I don't understand why Hollywood continues to make movies like these that are purely commercial when we have movies like K-pop Demon Hunters or Hoppers that came out relatively recently. Not every animated movie is going to be the same, and it's not just with anime. I'm not saying it's for kids. It's like get over it. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. If the movie's not for you, the movie's not for you. But again, every single kids movie or family adventure film is going to bring a different flavor. Right? Like Despicable Me is going to bring a different flavor to How to Train Your Dragon, right? We're going to judge those movies based on different merits. We're going to judge Toy Story differently from the Super Mario Brothers movie. There's a different pedigree. There's a different type of, there's just differences between the two, right? Illumination Studios has yet to show that true pedigree that Pixar could go to. We had a little bit of lightning striking with Despicable Me 1, which I do believe was the studio's debut film, right? But ever since then, they never really been able to touch that. So I say that is to know what you're getting yourself into when you buy a ticket to go see the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Because for the most part, it is the first movie again, just kicked up all the way to 11. Now, if we are going to compare just the two Super Mario Brothers movies, which that's a fair thing to do, even though comparison is the thief of joy, is this better than part 2? No. Does it come close? Absolutely not. The thing with this movie that kind of brings it down for me, because overall I had a lot of fun with it. I thought the action was a lot of fun to watch. I thought the colors really popped. It was really fun to look at all the way through. There was a lot of really good jokes throughout the whole entire film. As someone who played a lot of Nintendo growing up, my nostalgia gland was really hitting on a bunch of different factors, not just from the Mario characters that we've seen. Yoshi's my favorite Mario character of all time, so seeing him on the big screen was super huge for me. But some other people who aren't in the Mario world that pop in this one. There is one that shows up at the end, and it's a very obscure character from Nintendo. And when that person showed up, you would have thought that Captain America holding Mjolnir happened in the theater again. That's how big it was in there. And again, I was just a little kid again while watching this film. So I did have a good time while watching it, but I can't understand the problems that people have with it. In part 1, the movie is much more focused. There is a linear storytelling when it comes to it. Mario, the whole journey is to learn to believe in yourself, right? And to the hell with what anyone says about you. As long as you believe in what you are doing, what is right, you can have the strength from within to overcome anything that is put in your way. And that is the true lesson when it comes to the Super Mario Brothers movie part 1. Here in Galaxy, I couldn't really tell you what the overall theme and messaging was. Now, I could tell you what some of the characters were going throughout, but everything was really executed bare bones in a lot of ways, no pun intended. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly, why I'm saying no pun intended. But, you know, they don't really go into depth with any of them besides Princess Peach. In a way, it does feel like their heart was set on a Princess Peach movie, and they wanted to do a Peach movie, which I would have been down with completely. But clearly the studio was like, look, we like this story, but we can't because the Mario brand is much bigger, so we have to put the Mario Brothers in there in some way, shape, or form, right? And that's just kind of how it felt, because again, everything we're doing with Peach and what her journey is going through, you know, trying to find her self-worth and where does she come from the beginning of not the beginning of part one, but, you know, what we kind of touched on in part one, we expand on that over here. And that journey was really, really exciting to dig into throughout the film. Everything with Mario and Luigi, it's just kind of there. Like, Mario does go through something, but for the most part, everyone else is kind of taking a backseat to it. And now that we're adding all these other characters, Bowser Jr. is a lot of fun in this film. Yoshi, I mean, he had me at hello, but I think he was a great addition to this. And every time we are cutting back to these characters, Bowser as well as with Jack Black voicing, again, always going to be a fun time. But, you know, it's just when you have all these characters and everyone's going through their own different things, it just gets really run very thin. And at some point, you kind of just become a hangout movie in a lot of ways, which, again, that's either going to work for you or it's not going to work for you. Overall, is this movie necessarily made for me or catered to me? In a way, yeah, because I am a huge fan of Nintendo, and seeing a bunch of those Easter eggs throughout the whole entire film was a lot of fun to see. I liked the journey that we went on with Princess Peach. I liked the camaraderie, you know, with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi. That was a lot of fun. And, you know, seeing some of the other characters that are not in the Nintendo world, or they are in the Nintendo world, not in the Mario world, was also a lot of fun to see. You know, oh crap, what's his name? Commander Fox, I believe is his name. Glenn Powell voices him. I definitely got the name wrong, and I'm gonna get butchered in the comments for that, and rightfully so. He's also a great addition in the movie as well. Kind of wish we would have kept him a secret, just because, granted, there's other pops that happen throughout the film, including within the two post-credit scenes that we have in the film. But I would have liked, you know, what's 3 pops when you can have 4, you know what I mean? And the only other criticism that I have with the movie is that I feel like we could have gone through a couple more rewrites on it, because they split up, right? Like I said, they focus on Princess Peach, and at some point Peach and Toad go on their own journey, and then Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, they go on their own journey. Then later on, everyone meets back up at a later point within the story. And I just think you could have done a couple more rewrites where you kind of kept the 5 together, and you could have expanded on everything that you are trying to show that Mario's going through, that Luigi's going through, what Toad's going through, for that matter. And you can also implement, you know, what was going through with Bowser to make it a little bit more of a tighter story, because when they do split up, I did find myself that the movie was starting to lag in time a little bit. Like, we were padding runtime to get to the runtime that we wanted to get. I don't know if we necessarily have 90 minutes if we keep the 5 together all the way through, but I think there was a much tighter movie here, and I think there was an overall better movie that was present. It was just overall that we're like, hey, let's just focus on who is our main audience. 1, the kids. 2, the people who loved Nintendo growing up. As long as we cater to them, we're gonna do fine at the box office. And sure enough, they are. I mean, my theater was super packed, and again, overall, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. Again, is it better than part 1? No. I saw this at midnight, and I had work literally 2 hours after I got home. Was it worth staying up till midnight and really dragging myself through work all the way through? No. But do I regret going at midnight? Absolutely not either. Multiple things can be a factor within this, where it was like, man, I kind of wish I didn't stay up till midnight, but I also don't regret staying up till midnight to watch that movie, because I overall had fun. And that is the standard that I have when it comes to Illumination Studios. I'm just there to have a good time. I'm not looking for that Pixar quality, that K-pop Demon Hunters quality. Again, does that put Illumination in a bad light? Depend on who you talk to, sure, maybe. But I feel like we probably won't be compatible as movie fans at that point. It's just, again, you gotta judge every movie based on its own merits that it has. This Mario movie focuses on the fun and the spectacle of the film as opposed to the story, and overall to me it worked. Where would I rank this on the lemon scale? Where it goes sour lemon at the bottom, bad movie. Expired story about lemonade, bad, but there is some good. Story about lemonade, good, but there is a good chunk of bad in there. Lemonade, it's a movie. Freshly squeezed lemonade, very good. Minor problems, got to really nitpick to find them. And then strawberry lemonade at the very top because that is the best kind of lemonade. Super Mario Galaxy is a store-bought lemonade. There is plenty to criticize through this film, but again, overall, with what it wants to focus on, it executes very, very well. And at the end of the day, I had a good time at the theater. But let me know your thoughts of it down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made this far within a review. I do greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. And don't forget to squeeze the days, guys, because life is too short not to give you all. So squeeze every opportunity that you can. Until next time, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.